Hello and welcome to another week of weekly psychic reviews. So I hope you've had a good week and last week's information helped you out. So we're doing this from the 4th of November through to the 10th of November. I just want to say thanks for joining me. So the way that I work is I work with my spirit guides and all those in spirit who love me. I ask them to please come close to give relevant information for everyone out there who's watching or will be watching, to give them healing around anything that they need also. Okay, so just give me one sec, I'll just seal off, tune in, call my guides in, and we'll get straight in with the reading. It's funny, it just all of a sudden I could hear, give yourself a break. You know, really give yourself a break. They're saying, how many of us out there, and they're saying all of us do this, and they're poking me as well at the same time. All of us out there give ourselves a really hard time at times. And a lot of the time, it's not the actual incident or the experience or what actually happens, it's how we berate ourselves later on after the actual experience has occurred or has gone on. I should have done this, I could have said that, why didn't I do this, how did I not think? Or if somebody you feel has done wrong by you or something like that, you keep going over this sort of stuff in your mind, you keep replaying it, and it's like a broken record. It just keeps going round and round and round. And it's that thing about give yourself a break. The one who's getting tortured here, the one who is being put out of alignment, the one whose vibration is lowering and the joy is being reduced in their life is yourselves. When you do this, when you allow these incidents or these experiences to continually kind of evolve, they're saying, in your mind and in your perceptions and that sort of thing. So they're saying, the thing is, everybody here, everybody on earth, everybody who is born, goes through up and down periods. We all do shit that we're not proud of, that, we wish we had have done differently, we wish we could have had stronger boundaries, or we said something, or whatever the case may be, that sort of thing. So really where the gold is in this is, it's really about, understanding, or not even understanding is saying so much, but it's really about being aware of, oh, well, actually this happened, or I did this and it wasn't good. Okay, cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to hold on to all the distortion or dysfunction or whatever occurred around it. I'm just going to, look at that one piece that's in the middle. Okay, this happened, that's not cool. I can act from this point of view. I can go from this intent. I can be more on the lookout. I can be more aware of these things occurring around me. I can be more mindful at the moment. And they're saying this is really about connecting to your feelings. So when you're really, aligned, when you're coming from a really beautiful place within yourself, that you'll have a lot more awareness of what's actually going on around you, not just within yourself, but what's going on around you, with the people around you, and the situation as well. And they're saying, look, this is a process, this is something that continually evolves within us, and it's not something that we just decide, right, we're going to do this, and then that happens from then on. This is something in which, continually expands, sometimes contracts a little bit, but if we put energy, and they're saying, where energy focus goes, energy flows. So if you keep putting energy into wanting to be aware, into wanting to release, into wanting to forgive, into wanting to you know, surrender to the good bits that come out of this, you know, and to allow those really good things to come out, and the saying like the chaff, you know, the yuck to roll off us. You know, this is really about not holding on to those things. And the thing is, sometimes, hey, those things, they do stick in our minds. We do hold on to them. So how do I fix that? Okay, how do I do that? So one way of, this isn't the only way, I did say one way of being able to, you know, be a bit, you know, have a bit more understanding or to release this stuff is to actually embrace the fact that in this experience that, you know, has occurred or you've drawn to you into your system, there is a guidance in there. We're not going to say a lesson. There's a guidance which comes out of this. Now, when you surrender to the fact of, sometimes it's as easy as just going, you know, this is really crap. I don't know what the reason is that this has happened. I don't understand it in any way, but hey, you know, I understand that somewhere inside of me, I drew this to me. Somewhere inside of me, you know, I opted for this to happen. So I was able to, you know, have the opportunity to release stuff, to move on, to expand within myself. And it's that thing about being okay sometimes with not knowing as well. And it's sometimes about just going, okay, well, you know, if I'm able to see that fact that somewhere in here there's some love, there's some beauty, there's some truth, and the fact that I got through this okay as well, you know, means that if this situation occurs again, or if something similar pops up, you're going to have more awareness of this. Now, the reason why you're going to have more awareness of this is if you've really, you know, surrendered to this situation, or to surrendered to what's going on, then there isn't going to be, they're saying it's almost like any hooks inside of you. So there's nothing that's going to be able to be triggered. There's nothing that's going to be able to be hooked, you know, by this experience. So what they mean by that is, if a situation arises again, you know, you're not going to be drawn into it somewhere, because inside of you there's nothing actually drawing you to this. You know, this situation's going to arise. You might recognize it, you might not, but, you know, organically, even if you don't recognize it, you're going to move on to a different area. You're going to do something different. You're not going to involve yourself in this, because you don't need to go through it again, because there's nothing in this for you. And they're saying, you know, this is about cognizing, so mentally, mentally knowing that in this there is a much bigger picture. In this there is something that something good's going to come out of this, and that sort of thing. And, you know, and I can, this is a bit of a fine line, because when I said I can see good's going to come out of this, I can see some people go, yeah, good's going to come out of it, you know, and not really let it go. You know, it's just sort of hanging there, you know, at the pit of their stomach. Or it's that thing about, okay, yeah, something's good's going to come out of this, don't know what, you know, what's going on next, you know, how can I do something really beautiful, really awesome for myself at the moment. And so this is about that thing, about that non-grasping, you know, not holding on to things, about letting it go, about free-flowing. Okay, so they're telling me enough of that. Okay, we'll get on with the weekly reading. So the start of the week, what's at the start of the week? All right, so this is, right, this is about the way you see it. And it's funny, because I just heard some thunder then, and it's that thing about, you know, some people are going, oh, it's going to rain, oh, bugger, you know, I can't do this. In my mind, I was thinking, oh, awesome, it's going to rain. You know, we're on tank water here and we need the rain, so we've got bloody water. You know, so it really comes down to your perception of things. And they're saying there's always a flip side to everything. So, you know, when you kind of notice yourself going into a space of, you know, dread, of despair, of frustration, of whatever, they're saying, hey, have a play with this, see what's on the flip side of this. Just see what's there. Just have a bit of fun with it. You don't have to completely go into it. Just have a look around, okay? Because they're saying we're living in a world of polarity, and there's balance. There's always two sides. They're saying a lot more than two sides, but you know, there's those two extremes, that dichotomy in every situation. Okay, so the middle of the week, what's going on with the middle of the week? Okay, so all right, so this is about coming back to your roots. This is about rooting yourself into the ground and rooting yourself into, you know, those things in which you really want out of life, you know, those things in which you really do, really want to do. So they're saying, you know, and they're showing me kids at the moment, you know, kids can have fun, you know, have got great imaginations, they can have fun anywhere, and it's about them really going into, you know, that grounding space, going into, you know, what they really want to do, how they really want to operate, what they want to get out of a situation, and that sort of thing. So this is really about that thing about, you know, you can really find fun anywhere, you can really make anything out of a situation that you want to. And it's that thing about, you know, when you ground yourself, and if you are sort of feeling a bit, you know, topsy-turvy, or a little bit, you know, not sure of yourself, or a little bit frustrated or stressed, do some grounding, you know, that's going to help bring a lot of clarity, and you're going to be able to see things more clearly. You're going to be able to see what you can do, what you can't do, and what's going to be good for you in this. So, okay, I hope that made sense. So the end of the week, okay, what's on with the end of the week? So, all right, all right, so the end of the week, all right, so why not at the end of the week, you know, get out of your comfort zone. And they're saying you can do this in a number of ways. We all operate from a certain bubble, from a certain safe place that we're into. Now, when you do not push yourself out of your comfort zone, you don't actually expand yourself, you don't actually grow, and that sort of thing. So it's that thing about, and they're saying, you know, for some people, going out of their comfort zone could be that, you know, as they're walking down the street, they smile at as many people as they can as they walk down the street. For some people, getting out of their comfort zone could mean doing something that, you know, brings a bit of fear and anxiety into them. It's going to be different. I could rattle off a bunch of stuff, but it's going to be different for everyone. The other thing that popped up was, why not do something for somebody else this week? You know, so it could be anything. It could be, you know, it could be, you know, buying someone a coffee for no reason. You know, it could be, like I said, smiling at somebody. It could be offering a hand of help somewhere. But they're saying, you know, why not over, say, the 3 days, the Friday, the Saturday, the Sunday, why not try to do one thing of service for somebody else, you know, and, you know, or even offer some service to somebody else. And only do this if you really want to, you know, only do this if this is something in which, even if it might bring up a few nerves, or I don't want to feel silly or whatever, it's something in which you're going, okay, I'm going to try this, I'm going to see what happens, you know, and whether the person takes the offering or the service that you want to present to them, you want to help them with, or whether they don't. This is about your intent, you know. So it's about your intent of really wanting to help. It's about your intent of really going, you know, of wanting to show love to another person. This could be as simple as, you know, if you grow food, you offer some food to the next door neighbour. You know, I've got more tomatoes than I need. Here's a couple tomatoes, whatever it is. Anyway, I'll leave it there. Okay, so I just want to thank you all for joining me this week. And yeah, I hope you got some good stuff out of the reading this week. And if you want a session with me, I do counselling, reading, mediumship, energy work. Give me a call. We can have a chat about your needs and what I would be able to provide to you. And if I can't provide it to you, I'll tell you straight up. Okay, yeah, thank you to everyone who likes and shares me and all that kind of stuff. Keep it up. I love it. Love getting your comments. Okay, all right, I've talked enough. All right, have a beautiful week. Big love. Bye-bye.